Yes guys, it's Ninny Last and welcome. In this video what we're doing is a follow-up video to my previous one about cross-platform gaming. Now in that particular video what we were stating was that Microsoft announced that it plans to allow Xbox gamers to play against PlayStation 4 and PC players. Now this has got everyone very excited in the fact that we could play Call of Duty against Xbox players or PlayStation 4 players depending on which particular console that you're on, and also players on the PC as well. Now basically they opened up their arms and reached out to Sony just to see what they basically would like to do. Now Sony have now finally responded. Now coming up on your screen now is exactly what they said. They said PlayStation has been supporting cross-platform play between PC on several software titles, starting with Final Fantasy XI on PlayStation 2 and PC back in 2002, and they would be happy to have a conversation with any publishers or developers who are interested in cross-platform play. Now this is very exciting to see, but it does not necessarily mean straight away that we're going to be getting this cross-platform play. There is going to be a lot of things to actually be considering. Like I said in my previous video, I mean, at the end of the day, it could come down to kind of like a price war during with consoles. I mean, at the end of the day, if the developers just quite happily, willingly allowed it, would people then cross over to other particular platforms or anything else like that? And also in regards is Activision. Now, Activision, obviously a cash cow. There's no getting around that whatsoever. We already know that with supply drops and whatnot else. I mean, you could only think that would be beneficial to the company themselves to have a lot more people in a particular playlist. You know what I mean? As soon as we get towards the end of the year, I mean, the end of the day, because everybody's spread out on all these different kinds of platforms, obviously the playlist, especially for certain types of game modes, they get very low. People can't seem to find a game or anything else like that. Now, if all of these join together in force, then straight away there'll be plenty of players online, plenty of people playing the game, and you wouldn't have to worry about that kind of situation. So you'd only think that it would benefit Activision in the long run that everybody was playing pretty much cross-platform in the same kind of network. So that would be a good thing to consider for Activision, but obviously with them in regards is they want to be making sure that they're getting all their money's worth out of everything, you know, sales and everything else in general. I mean, I can't see in any way that it could actually harm them, but you never know with Activision. Let's be honest, they're always looking at ways to actually make more money from us players. There's no getting around that. I mean, I know a lot of people are throwing it at Treyarch and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, Activision are the ones that hold all the cards, and they get basically what they particularly want. But this is a great step forward though, straight away. I mean, personally for me, like I said, I don't really see a problem with the actual console versus console. I see a lot of Xbox players saying they're going to trounce the PlayStation 4 players and vice versa and whatnot else. But the biggest thing for me straight away, like I said in my previous video, is the PC players. Now, this is nothing against PC players in general, but the fact of the matter is they would have to harness in the fact that these people use keyboards and mouse, because, I mean, at the end of the day, a keyboard and mouse with the sensitivity and stuff like that, I mean, it would absolutely trounce a controller. I mean, there is a reason why we do not have mouse and keyboards on PlayStations or anything else like that. I know there are certain companies that have done it so that you can actually get around it, but at the end of the day, it's still classed as cheating, because people that use a controller really do not stand a chance against PC players with a mouse and a keyboard. I mean, you could argue the fact that maybe people on the PlayStation or the Xbox, they should go and learn how to use a mouse and a keyboard, but it's always been that way. We've always had a controller, so I'd hope that they find some sort of way to actually rein it in so that it's fair across all platforms and all players, that no one had a greater advantage over anyone else. So I'm hoping that that one thing would be sorted if all this come together. But it is a great step forward, and for me personally, I love to be seeing all of this joined together. I mean, especially from the PC players' side of view, I mean, the amount of people that complain about they don't really have the players, you know, in the lobbies or anything else like that. The community is not that big, and this was straight away solve the problem. So we could just cross a couple of platforms, sort a few little areas out. I mean, obviously the network would be another issue, but I really hope this does come together. I'm not too sure whether this is going to be obviously coming for COD 2016. I think it's going to be a little bit too early in regards to that, because not even Activision have been talking to obviously Xbox or anything else like that. And then would come up the problem obviously with the maps as well. I mean, if you're playing cross network, you've got PlayStation versus Xbox, and the PlayStation players would then have all the new maps a month early. I mean, how would you then sort out them into different playlists? I mean, straight away, all the people on season passes, I suppose, would be in a different playlist, and then all the people that obviously not really interested in the season pass and all the maps would then still be able to play with Microsoft until that next month come out, and all the Xbox players actually had it as well. So there are a few other little areas that they'd have to work out, so I don't think it's going to be coming for this particular title, but I'm really hoping that it will come in the very near future. But anyway, guys, let me know exactly what you're thinking about this. I know a lot of people are voicing their concerns about trouncing each other on consoles, which is very interesting to actually see. But anyway, like I say, leave everything in the comment section below. But coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. Make sure you smash on that, guys. And guys, you can drop a like on this video to support my channel to be even better. This is Nearly Last, and I'll catch you later.